Lesson 2.4, logarithmic form. These are actually equations, okay? But they'll be pretty simple based on what I've already taught you. Type 1s are pretty straightforward. There's no fractions in it. Type 2 get a little trickier, but you can still use your calculator most of the time. Number 1, we want to solve for a positive value of x. So we've learned that this is a log with a base of 3, so I'm going to write it as an exponent. 3 to the x power equals 243. So this is what we've already done. It's saying 3 to what power is 243. And I feel like we've already had this one. So you could just start guessing and checking, taking 3 times itself several times and seeing how many it takes. Okay, so that would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So this would be 3 to the 5th power. So x is 5. Number 2 is even easier. This is log with a base of 7. So 7 to the 3rd power is what? And you would just do it on your calculator. 7 cubed is 343. So they look like an equation, but they're exactly what we've already done. Number 3 has log with a base of x. That's what we're trying to find. Raised to the 3rd power is 729. So what number raised to the 3rd power is 729? You could start guessing and checking. Start with saying, okay, 2 cubes 8, that's not big enough. 3 cubed is 27, that's not big enough. 4 cubed is 64, not big enough. 5 cubed is 125. 6 cubed, no, 7 cubed, we're getting there. 8 cubed, and they grow pretty fast. 9 cubed, aha, 9 cubed is 729, so this must be 9. Or if you don't like guessing and checking, what's the opposite of a number being cubed? A cube root. So you could cube root 729 and it would just give you the answer. And the way to do that is to put this index of 3 in first, hit math, and then go down to option number 5. Or option number 4 would have already given you a cube root. But I wanted to show you this because we'll use powers bigger than 3. Okay, so we'll have cube root of 729, and it gives me 9. So up to you. Okay, go ahead and pause and try number 4. Should be rewritten as x to the 6th power equals 64. So what raised to the 6th power is 64? Well, I started with 2 to check, and it happens to be that. But again, you could 6th root, that's hard to say, both sides, and then that would also get you that the answer is 2. So either way. All right, type 2, let's get into some fractional powers. Make sure that when you're trying to find the base, so that's having x as that little subscript like here on number 5, here on number 6. These are kind of the trickier ones. Raise each side of the exponential equation to the reciprocal of the power. I'll show you that, but that was the same thing as taking the radical of both sides. All right, number 5, log base of 216 raised to the 2/3 power equals what? You could simply put this on your calculator, but I also want you to remember what this actually means. It's 36. What this means is it's the cube root of 216 squared. So the cube root of 216 is 6, and 6 squared is 36. So it's just good to remember what exponents mean. Number 6, go ahead and try this one on your own. I did it on the calculator. It showed me point through repeating. It turned to a fraction. That's 1/3. The reason why is because a negative power really sinks this to the bottom, and a 1/3 power is really the cube root of 27, which is 3. So you get 1/3. All right, number 5. Now we have x, our base, something squared equals 49. Pretty easy, right? 7 squared is 49. So our base is 7. Again, you could square root both sides. The other thing you could do is take this to the 1/2 power, the reciprocal, power is what I'd said here. Either way, those are the same things because 1/2 power means square rooting. Because 2 times 1/2 is 1. This gets down to just x. Okay? Number 6. X to the 1/6 power is 3. So these are when this starts coming into play. We don't want to the 1/6 power. We want to get this for x. So I'm going to take this and raise it to the reciprocal of this, which is 6/1 or 6. So if I do the same thing to both sides, this makes this just x to the first or x, and then all I have to do is 3 to the 6th power, which is 729. And then check it. Is 729 raised to the 1/6 power going to give me 3? Yes, it does. All right, number 7, we have x to the negative 1/3 power equals 1/3. So what I would do to get x alone is take it times the not times, but to the reciprocal of this power. Got to keep it a negative. We want to flip 1/3, so we're really taking it to the negative 1/3 power, because these will multiply to just make x to the first or x. Go ahead and take 1/3 to the negative 1/3 power. It's 27. Because what that's doing is this negative power is flipping this to be 3/1, or 3 cubed, which is 27. Okay, you try number 8. And your answer should get 64. The reason why is this negative 3/2 power makes this the reciprocal or opposite, so it'd be 16 to the positive 3/2 power. This would be the square root of 16, which is 4, to the 3rd power. 4 cubed is 64.